you guys, it's Jenny. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. And today I'm going to be going over all of the products that I would definitely buy again if I was a first-time mom, and some of the items that I would pass up on. So this is in no particular order, kind of going all over the place. I have my computer over here that I'm kind of looking at, my LTK, which I will link down below, everything that I can possibly find for you guys. But anywho, let's just jump right into it. So number one thing, newborn wise, I definitely recommend is a bedside bassinet that kind of like folds down or opens. I'll try to insert like a picture here of ours. We did end up selling it because he was getting too big for it, so we then went and got a pack and play that also had a bassinet attachment, which we had the Graco one. And honestly, if I had to choose between the two, I would probably still get the bedside bassinet and then go to the crib, just because it was so handy having it be able to be open versus the Graco. The pack and play bassinet was a little bit higher, so I still had to sit up more and like grab him out that way, versus the bedside one I could just roll over and grab him because it had the part that you could fold down. So that was super handy, so easy, especially in the middle of the night when he would wake up and be fussing and want to be fed or need to be changed. I could pick him up and at least comfort him for a second while I wake up and am getting up to go. Another thing that I know a lot of people say to pass on, but we personally absolutely love, is a changing table. So we got one like this to begin with, and I really loved it, but he ended up just kind of outgrowing it, just being too long, just ran out of space. So we ended up just buying him a dresser, and that works so well. My number one tip would just be to pay attention to the height, because when we got him his dresser that we're now using as a changing table, it's super nice. I absolutely love it. It's amazing, but it's a little bit shorter, so it was a bit of an adjustment, and I liked the taller changing table to begin with. But yeah, I personally really love it. I love having a space that we just take him to that has all his diapers and wipes and everything. I know a lot of people say when they get bigger, we'll start to just change them anywhere, on the bed, on the floor, on the couch, all of that. I still love having a set designated space that we take him to change him, and like that's the area where we do it. Plus, especially when they're little, they might have a blowout, or we have a boy, so you know, start peeing while we're changing them, and that way it's in a designated area, versus if you're trying to change them on your bed and they start peeing everywhere, well, now you just have a mess on your bed or your couch or wherever. So I like that it's an area where if he pees all over, it can just all be wiped down really easily, versus having to strip sheets off or scrub a couch and the floor. I personally really love it and still do, and our baby is just over 8 months now. Another thing that I highly recommend to push through and try is sleep sacks and swaddles. So our baby, when we first had him, we thought he didn't like the swaddle, so we actually didn't do it. We just put him in a sleep sack for a while, and as soon as we started putting him back in the swaddle and just really forced it and tried it and pushed through, he loved it. He slept so much better. So even if you feel like they may not like it, just keep trying. Try different ones or try different ways of doing it. We used like the Halo something. We got one from the hospital. And once we started using that again when he was a couple weeks old, it was so amazing. So that is like a lifesaver. And now that he's bigger, we still use a sleep sack because you're not supposed to use blankets because suffocation hazard. But now that he has transitioned to his big boy crib, he likes to roll around and whatnot. So it really helps protect their legs and feet from getting stuck between the posts. One of my favorite products is actually our car baby monitor, is what I call it. I know a lot of people just use like the mirror reflectors and use that, but we have a little camera that goes on the back of like the headrest that he's facing, since he's rear facing obviously, and we can see him, and there's just like a little live video monitor thing that goes on like the car dash. I'll insert kind of like a little picture. It's like $30 I think, and some of the mirrors are already like $25, so you're only spending a tiny bit more and you get to see your baby live, and you're not trying to look in the mirror and look all around. And I just really like it, and it's good for at night because the mirror you can't really see at night. So if you're doing any night driving, or like us, our baby was born in November, so it was nighttime at like 4 p.m. So if we had to go anywhere or had a later doctor's appointment, it was so nice to have that night vision camera kick on and we could actually see him really well. Like I said, I don't have the mirror, so I don't really know exactly how it works, and if you have the mirror and you love it and you can see perfectly fine at night, that's really good to know. Another thing is the baby monitor itself. So I wasn't super picky, I just knew I did not want one with Wi-Fi, because apparently there are creeps that can hack into your Wi-Fi and then hack into your monitor and talk to your baby and record your monitor monitor and stuff, and even though I do share my son online somewhat, I do pick and choose what I'm sharing. But anywho, that was just one of those weird things where it kind of like freaked me out. It's like, if I'm getting a monitor, I'm getting a Wi-Fi free one that just you have to be within a certain range to be able to see it. Another thing that we really love is our swing thing that we got him. So Sean's grandma was super nice and she got this for us. Honestly, I feel like we probably could have gotten a slightly cheaper option because this has a bunch of different modes and it will like sway and move back and forth and up and down and kind of like move. He never actually really liked any of that. He loved to like just lay in there and it was like kind of like cozy and held him in and he would fall asleep. One thing that I am super grateful that we were able to get is his crib mattress specifically. There are so many different types of mattresses, so do your research and do whatever you're comfortable with. But personally, I saw a video of the Newton mattresses and instantly fell in love. They're just way more breathable. It's safer if they roll over and they're face down, and they're really easy to clean just because of the material it's made of. You can just wash it. So that was one of the deciding factors. And I actually was able to find our whole crib and the mattress on Marketplace, which I know some people are weird on. The lady I found it, she lived in like a nicer neighborhood in a nicer town, and it was really well taken care of. Like there's some little scuffs here and there because she had 2 kids that used it, but we were able to like disinfect and sanitize everything. So that's also another tip, is don't be too picky on having everything brand new within reason. Like don't be too cheap, but also like be frugal because babies are really expensive. So look for deals where you can find it. Like his original changing table, we found that on Marketplace. It's wood, so I was able to just wipe it down with Lysol wipes a bunch and like scrub the heck out of it. And his crib, we scrubbed really well and washed his mattress and disinfected it and washed the mattress protector and everything. If you don't want to spend the like $300 on the Newton one, there is a $200 one that's very similar from Halo, which was actually on my registry, but then we found this combo nearby. So super grateful for that. And that's one of those things that if you take good care of it, even though it's $300, which seems ridiculous, like they're gonna be on that for a couple years. Definitely invest in certain things and do your research. Another thing that I'm glad we spent the money on is his changing table pad. It's like wipeable silicone material, so it's not just your normal stereotypical pad that's just like a pillow practically. I know some of those you can get like a waterproof zipper thing, which I didn't even know until we were in Colorado, and Sean's mom had gotten one and it was in like a waterproof protector. I'm like, well, we could have just got one of those for cheaper, but I do really like the one we have. Don't have to worry about taking anything off if he makes a mess or has a blowout and we're changing him. Just change him, wipe it all down really good and disinfect it. So I really do recommend that if you have the budget for it. But like I said, if you just get one of the basic ones, just make sure you get the waterproof cover. It's gonna save you being able just to wipe stuff down and not have to take the cover off and wash it every time. Another random thing that I really love is his bathtub. He loves it. He loves being in the water, which I'm so happy about. It's so handy because it starts as like a sling that you put them in when they're newborns, and then you can set them up in different ways. And right now he's really big and sitting up and he doesn't use like any of the attachments anymore, which makes me sad. I know a lot of people really love the Angel Care one, but I like ours because we only have like a step-in shower. We don't have a bathtub, so we can't just fill a bathtub. So this is really handy for us. And once he gets too big, we'll have to figure something out, or just bathe him in the shower or take him upstairs, because we live with my mom in the basement, but take him upstairs and give him a bath in one of the bathtubs upstairs. But it's just so much easier to have a tub to bathe him in our living situation. Another thing I actually am kind of 50-50 on is his stroller. So I do really like it. It's a great deal. It's a great coat. It's really well made, but I feel like the wheels could be a little bit sturdier and a little bit better. It was $360, so not super cheap, but by no means super expensive when it comes to strollers, where it can be like $1,000, which is insane. But that is one thing I wish we would have potentially spent a bit more money on. But I do still really love our stroller and highly recommend it. Totally random, but one of my absolute favorite things of his is his baby thermometer. We got the touch kind that also like pops off and you can like put it in the ear to check his temperature. I absolutely love it. It's so much easier than trying to use a normal thermometer, or when they're like newborns using like the rectal thermometer. I didn't even try that. No thank you. Just trying to like hold him in place while trying to check his temperature. It's just so easy. I know it's not perfectly accurate all the time, and we got the Frida baby one. I know there's been a lot of controversy with Frida within the past few months, so that's the one we have. That's the one that I really like. I recommend it because it's what I've used and know works. But of course, use whatever brand that you want, but this is the one that we got. I'm just gonna plop in like a few of his his different favorite toys. We have like this little tambourine he really likes that it's from like Baby Einstein, I think. Super random, but this little teether, it's really weird looking. It's a little fish, but he loves it. We have it clipped onto his car seat so he can like chew on it and play with it while we're in the car. And then if we're in the store or something quick, he freaking loves that thing. It does clip on, so you can clip it on to their outfit when they're teething, but it's an absolute must once they get a little bit older and everything's going in the mouth and they are teething. Another favorite is this little turtle push toy. It is so good. It is in English and Spanish, so if you're bilingual or if you want your baby to learn Spanish, it's super helpful for that. But it plays different songs, it goes through the alphabet, teaches the ABCs 1 through 10, and it also has a mode where it can like crawl around and your baby can crawl after it once they're crawling. It's a lot like our other favorite, which is the skip hop little bumblebee one that plays music and spins around, and once you take the bee off it stops moving. He really loves that. We just introduced that to him, but the turtle one was amazing even when he was like newborn, just because you spin it, it lights up and plays songs, so it was really good way to kind of distract him when he was fussing or something. Absolutely love both of those. Highly recommend. And then another thing that we had that he really likes, he's kind of outgrowing it, but it's his Fisher Price little like kicky mat is what we call it. It like has a little arch that they can play with the stuff and then kick and the piano and it plays music. He loves that thing. It was so easy. Again, when he was fussing or something, we'd just plop him down quick, he'd kick and play, and it was definitely a lifesaver so many times. Totally random, but this little sensory ball with a bunch of little silicone nubbins, it's one of his favorites. It's like $10 on Amazon. It's really easy. It like turns and clacks. We really love that. Another one is his walker. So I do not like the walkers that you set the babies in. I follow different nurses and pediatric physical therapists, and they all recommend not getting those ones. If you put them in it and has wheels and they can walk and they're not walking independently as fast as they can go in the walker, it's too dangerous and not recommended, and they're actually banned in a lot of foreign countries. So the walker I'm talking about is like the L-shaped one. It's wooden, Montessori vibes, and just he really likes to play with that. He's still kind of getting into it. He hasn't really done walking with it a whole ton. We're still working on that with him. He is only 8 months, but he's already been pulling himself up and he's been walking a bit and kind of scooting around on the couch and between furniture and everything. Another favorite of ours is this little rainbow. It teaches animals, colors, the sounds the animals makes, and just plays music when you spin the little thing in the middle, and also the little buttons you can push, it makes different tones. He really loves that. Again, it lights up music and stuff, so it was really good when he was little to distract him, and even now when he's fussing at times, we'll just grab any and all of his little music toys and it's great. These little sensory balls are actually really great. I love the different textures and feels. The pink one is probably one of his favorites because it has like little parts that he can chew on more easily, but he does like to play with the other ones and feel the different textures, so that's also a really good one, and it's not too terribly expensive. An absolute must is this little long sleeve bib shirt thing. 100% you need to buy it right now. Add to cart. It's not terribly expensive. I think it's like $16, but when your baby is old enough to start baby-led weaning and start playing with food, just put that on them, put some food on the high chair or table or whatever, and just let them go to town. They'll get it all over, they'll get it on their face, but then you just wipe their hands off, wipe their face off, pull that off, and they're clean. Another one that I really like are the silicone bibs that are kind of like little cups. Those ones we have been using too, but when it comes to letting him play with the food a little bit more, I really love the more like smock vibin', whatever you want to call it. And then totally random, but I love his toy organizer. It is so cute. It was super easy to put together, really simple. It has all his toys organized in it and it's amazing. And then another favorite is his activity center. We waited and got it probably when he was starting to like sit up a bit more, so he was at least like a few months old, and it is amazing. He's 8 months now and he still plays with it. I feel like he just gets bored with it faster, but it has a bunch of different stuff on it. We got the skip hop one and it's really fun. It has different music, so it's really easy to plop him in there, turn the music on, spin some stuff, and then like do something really quick. We also got a couple different toys that we plopped on it, which I will also link. There's this little orange one that has like little jingle, like harder plastic, like chewy things, a little spinny ball, and then this little pack that has a little froggy. Those are all some of our favorite toys and I absolutely love them. Another one for travel and what my mom uses upstairs since she feeds him solids also is this little travel high chair, so to speak. You can take the like table part off and then it's just a chair for them, and the feet fold down so you can either have the feet up or down, so it's really super handy and I absolutely love it. A couple random other things things. We're getting to the things that I don't like. Don't worry. I know I have so many things that I love, but favorite diapers. Absolute favorite is Rascals. I feel like they are just so high quality and they're so affordable. Our backup options are Huggies and Parents' Choice. Parents' Choice is actually pretty good for like the daytime when we're up and we're changing him more. A lot of times when the budget is a little bit smaller, we'll grab the Parents' Choice and then use Rascals at night just because they are so much better at keeping him dry. If we could use Rascals 24/7, I definitely would. Rascals are absolutely amazing, but also Parents' Choice and some of the cheaper brands, don't knock them until you try them. I was always very like, meh. Huggies are a good backup, but they're more expensive than Rascals, and Rascals are always out of stock of the size that we need, so it's really hard to get. But wipes we're not too fussy on. I do really like the Honest wipes. I like the Rascals wipes. Right now we have the Amazon wipes, and those are really good. For more like his body, we really like these really cheap, they're like Recitios de Oro or something. It's Spanish. I took German in high school. I apologize. But these ones are really good for just like wiping him down if he gets messy or something. They do have like aloe or chamomile or something. They are somewhat scented, but he doesn't really have sensitive skin, so it's okay for him, and I like the smell of it. So now into the random things that I would definitely pass on. So number one, wipe warmer. You do not need a wipe warmer. I wanted a wipe dispenser. I was really hopeful to get one of those instead of a wipe warmer. I never did, and I'm honestly okay with it too. I really don't think you need a wipe dispenser either. If you have the extra like $15-20 to spend and you really want one, go for it, but wipe warmers, there's no point. You can literally grab a wipe out, just kind of rub it between your hands, warm it up for a second, just take like the chill out, and it'll be fine. That's what we did. Like I said, we live in my mom's basement and he was born in November, so it definitely got chilly down here at times, and you don't need it. They'll get used to the warm wipes, and then when you're out and about or they're not using it at daycare or grandma's and grandpa's or auntie's house or whatever, like just don't let them get used to it, and you don't need it. Another thing that I feel like you can definitely skip on, and I feel like it might be a little controversial, but a nail file, like the automatic nail file. We got one. I had it on the registry. I was so excited to use it. I tried it on him like once or twice, and it just takes so long. Like I just trim his nails with a little nail trimmer when he falls asleep, and it's so much easier. It works so well. I feel like you don't need it, and the one that we got was like $25. Another thing that's kind of 50-50 that we like but he doesn't is his big playpen. It is super handy to just plop him in there. He does have fun. He will play in it, but I feel like he feels like he's trapped because it's not super big, and once you have a few toys in there, the space is smaller, and he sees us sitting outside of it or whatever, and I feel like it's more of a him thing that it may not necessarily be worth it. And if you do get one, there are ones that are apparently like collapsible and foldable, kind of like a pack and play version, but giant. So if you do get one, maybe try one of those. His playpen I do like, and it is handy, and both of us can sit in there with him, but I feel like he's just getting to that point developmentally that he doesn't want to be in there anymore and wants to roam everywhere. So part of me is a little bummed, but I just wish I would have known hindsight that one, there's versions that are collapsible that you can like pack up and go, and potentially maybe just gotten a bigger one. I feel like he might do better in a bigger one realistically, but we only have so much space. So a little controversial, but another thing that I feel like you don't need, and I know some people will say, well duh, you don't need it, but a bottle warmer. We never even used ours. We put water in it and he was fussing, and it was late at night when he was like a newborn and couldn't figure it out, so we just said screw it, put some water in a glass cup and put it in the microwave, heat it up, put the bottle in it. In a minute it was warm. I couldn't get into it and it took too much time, and my little trick worked faster. And when your baby's hungry and fussing and you're trying to make a bottle, like it wasn't worth it for me. Another thing that I still got and we really liked but ended up switching from was our diaper genie. I really liked it. I loved how it trapped the smells and everything, but it was pretty small, and like I said, we live in the basement, so whenever we had to take it out, we had to take a giant thing of diapers all the way upstairs, through the house, into the garage, into the outside garbage. So it was a lot. A couple months ago we just switched to a bigger trash can with like a lid and the foot pedal, and it keeps the smells in just as easily. It's so much easier just to use a trash can with a lid that you can just foot pedal, honestly. And then another thing a little more controversial is baby wraps and baby wearing. We have never worn him. We have like a harness style carrier, and we also got a wrap, and I was so excited to try the wrap and everything, but then I was just so afraid to wear him. I was afraid that the wrap wasn't going to support him him well enough and he was gonna fall and get hurt or something and drop him. And then the harness carrier, just, we don't think of it. When we go out, we just put him from his car seat into his stroller and let him sit up and look around. And it's summer right now, so baby wearing isn't really the smartest thing to do anyways, because it's so hot and he and either me or Sean would be overheating from carrying him and just the heat from him. So I never really got into it. I always really wanted to get into baby wearing because I know a lot of people say it helps you with your productivity and being able to do things around the house more, but I couldn't get into it, unfortunately. And then totally random, but just a couple tips on maybes. Honestly, buying a lot of clothes in advance was something I wish I hadn't done, because our little boy, he grew pretty quick. He's not huge by any means. He's still within normal, but he's still on the larger end. Like, he's 8 months old right now and he's wearing 12 to 18 months. And we got like bundles and stuff, which highly recommend going on Marketplace or Vinted and finding stuff and just washing it really good using like disinfectant, laundry detergent, all that. But we purchased in advance when he was little because he was like 8 pounds 4 ounces, so average but a little bit bigger, but we didn't expect him to grow how fast he did. But definitely would recommend not buying too much in advance, not planning too far ahead, and once they grow out of one size, buy the next size type of thing. And then one thing that is more of a regret for me is our diaper bag. I wanted something, you know, decent, not too expensive. Picked one out, it was like $25, so it was on the cheaper end, and I really wish that we would have spent more money and gotten something a bit nicer. It didn't have to be anything super fancy, but I wish we would have gotten something that was just a bit nicer. The one we have, it's okay and it holds a decent bit of stuff, but I wish I would have gotten something that just worked better. Just like the bottles we use for him are a bit taller, so if I actually put 3 bottles in the bottle compartment, it doesn't even zip close. Like, you have to have the lids off, and if I have bottles that are filled with stuff, I'm not gonna not put the lids on. I did that and I zipped it and it was super tight, and it kind of tore around the edge and like kind of popped open on the bottom. And it's just one of those things that when we have the money in the future, or maybe as a birthday present to myself, I'll just get a new one or something. But I wish I would have really done my research a bit better and spent a little bit extra on the diaper bag. We don't use it a whole ton because we don't go places a whole ton, so that's partly why I didn't spend a whole ton on it, but I wish I would have just spent a little bit more. So definitely tip is, when you get your diaper bag, pack it full of stuff with a tag still on and make sure it can hold all your stuff, because if I would have done that, I would have been able to see that it was too small in certain areas and didn't hold everything the way I wanted it to. But definitely that's one of my personal regrets. So that's pretty much everything I can think of. There's so much stuff that we have tried and we love, and like I said, I will link everything down below. There are honestly not many things that I don't recommend. It's really all just personal preference, and at the end of the day, it's your money and your baby and your life, so buy what is going to work for you. Buy what you like, do your research, and just honestly have fun. Being a mom is already so difficult. If buying something cute and your baby using it twice but it makes you happy, then freaking do it. I'm just some rando on the internet, so take my advice with a grain of salt. This is just what my experience has been as a first-time mom to our sweet little boy, baby Jack, and I honestly don't really have a whole ton of regrets of anything that we purchased, because while he may not have used things or whatever, I've either been able to sell it or pass it off to someone else. So what are your absolute must-haves for baby for when you were a first-time mom, and what are some things that you skipped? I would love to know, so drop a comment down below, let us all know, and share some advice with everyone else. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, join the family. It really does help my channel out. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video.